You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down or laying down or even stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. If you would like to listen to this in a still position, allow yourself to take all the time that you need to arrive there. And let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move your body in whatever ways your body wants to move. As you just do your best to not think about the movements at all or worry about what anything looks like, but coming more fully into your sense of feeling and taking on a curious perspective when you are moving and just becoming curious about how it feels physically in your body when you move your neck in certain ways, maybe rolling out the neck or turning the head side to side, maybe rolling out the shoulders or the spine, and just trusting your instincts when it comes to movement as well, and more letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your bones, muscles, and joints. And if what intuitively feels good to you at any time is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness whenever that feels like what you need. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You can keep moving throughout this practice anytime you feel the need to. But if at any point you would like to come to a still position to listen to this practice, and if you're not there already, you may make your way there in your own time as you are ready. Just checking in as you arrive that your spine is nice and straight. Maybe even physically just touching your nose, chin, center of the throat, the sternum, all the way down through the navel and the pubic bone, and just checking in with that center line of your body. And allowing your body to soften around that center line. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow your eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. As you take a moment now to mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full, intentional cleansing breath. Calling in fresh, new air into the body and almost watching yourself as you fill up with air to every corner and edge of you, getting as full as you possibly can get. And when you are full, just pausing for a moment here as you experience what it feels like to be full of air in the body. And slowly, as you need to, letting all of that go. Exhaling bit by bit as you gently pull the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to now sit and experience this sense of emptiness in the body as you allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. And you can continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you. Just knowing that there is no need whatsoever to worry about the actual length of your inhales, exhales, and pauses on either side. You do not need to strain yourself to get to a certain number of seconds or anything. But this is simply about exaggerating your own breath, the natural rhythm of your own breath right now. So when your body would naturally stop inhaling, just noticing that moment and seeing if you can expand your belly or expand the back of your ribs a little bit more to take in one more moment's worth of air. And when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, just seeing if you can hold off for one extra moment to stay in that fullness a little bit longer than you might normally. And as you need to, letting it go, exhaling a bit deeper than you would normally, and then again staying in that emptiness, experiencing that sense of emptiness in the body for one extra moment than you might normally. So we just consciously slow down the 4 parts of the breath. The inhale, the pause, followed by the exhale, and the pause. And so we communicate to our body on a deep level, to our nervous system, that right now is a time to slow down, to relax, and to let go. And there's no rush whatsoever here as well. You can continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, exaggerated way for as long as feels good and helpful to you. But at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether. And allow yourself to step back and up in the mind and into the role of the observer or the role of the witness. And step into that perspective where you are no longer guiding, controlling, or influencing the rhythm or depth of your breath in any way. But you are now simply watching the fact that your body is breathing. Remembering how our bodies do breathe all on their own. Even when you're in the deepest state of sleep, your body gently breathes and keeps you alive. And our breath is our one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. And so it is that key to our subconscious. And by consciously slowing down the breath, we can also slow down enough to witness all of our body's functions and feel all of them slow down just a bit. The gentle rhythm of your heartbeat. All of your organs functioning just as they should. Practicing seeing yourself, your own body, and all of its functions the same way that you would see any other force of nature, any other miracle in life. Maybe the way that you lay on the beach and watch the waves as they roll up along the shoreline. And how you don't try to change anything about the size of the waves or the speed of the waves, but you simply watch as each one comes and goes, as you know that they will, all on their own, without any of your doing. Or maybe the same way that you witness a grand landscape. Or even the same way that you might witness a newborn baby, a tiny child. And just seeing that miracle of life. Seeing that also exist in you, as you were once that tiny baby as well. And the heart that is beating within your chest has been pumping this love and life into your body from before you were even breathing air. From the time you were created in your mother's womb up to this exact moment. And this heart continues to beat hard and to work hard for you, to keep you alive every moment of your life for as long as you exist in this body. And these hearts that we have are the purest gift of this life that can so often go overlooked. These bodies are a gift. This life in itself is a gift, and something that is worthy of being grateful for. Even during the really difficult times of our life. Even when it really doesn't feel like there's anything to be grateful for. Our minds have a very tricky and very successful way of tricking us into believing that how we feel right now is how we've always felt and how we always will feel. But if we remember the one truth about life is that everything changes, we can rationally know that that will never be true. And that the only thing we know is true is that everything changes. And that includes especially how we feel. And we can remember that absolutely every storm runs out of rain, even when it feels never ending at times. And that everything in nature moves through cycles and phases. Phases of darkness and phases of light, of brightness. Phases of death and decay, and phases of growth and blooming. And you are just like the flowers. You are just like the moon. You move through phases and cycles as well. There will be times where you are in darkness, where you are in phases of death and decay. And there will also be times where you are bright and whole and full. And you are growing and blooming. And then all of those phases in between the two extremes. And oftentimes, the thickest, heaviest layer of our suffering is the layer of harsh expectations that we put on ourselves when we are in the darker phases of life. All of those thoughts that might be should statements. Like, I should be grateful, I should be happy, I should be more productive, I should be anything other than what I currently am. And when those thoughts pop up, you can even just let the word should, as it enters your mind, be a cue, be a reminder to become curious about that thought and dig a little deeper. And remember that when it's a new moon, when the moon is in darkness, we never look at the moon and say, well, it should be brighter. It should be out of the shadows. Or assume that the moon did anything wrong to deserve to be in darkness. We just know that the moon moves through phases. And one of those phases is being in the shadows, being in darkness. And same thing with the flowers. We do not get angry at the flowers when they are no longer in bloom. We are grateful that we were able to witness them in full bloom and are excited for the next one, excited to watch the cycle continue. And we can learn to slowly but surely adapt that same mentality with our own seasons of death and decay and growth and expansion and blooming. So instead of being hard on ourselves or assuming we did something wrong and that's why we feel bad, or just being mean to ourselves, we can first of all notice when that's happening, when the tension comes into our bodies, maybe when our shoulders come up toward the ears or the fists clench, maybe when the jaw tightens or the brow becomes furrowed. And use that as an opportunity to instead exhale into all it is you are feeling. To allow your shoulders to drop, Allow your jaw to hang into place. Allow your forehead to be wide and deep. And simply allow yourself to exist as you already do, in your already perfect form. Just like everything else in nature, you have been given everything you need. And you have the power and the ability to create all it is you are meant to create here, and to share all it is you are meant to share, to connect with all of those you are meant to connect with. And you are allowed to simply ride the waves of your life, to ride the waves and the cycles with less resistance, with more ease. And if you're in a phase that is painful and hard and feels never-ending, you are allowed to do all the things you need to do to comfort yourself and the things that bring you joy, to make it to the next day or make it to the next moment if that's how bad things are. And you can trust that every single storm runs out of rain. And everything changes. And you will not feel this way forever. It is impossible that you will. And that can be a great comfort to you if you are feeling a way that you don't like. But that same truth can also be great permission for you to fully soak in all of the good things that you do feel, and to make the most, if you're feeling great right now, to make the most of that, and to fully bask in that light. Soak in all of the light that you can, because this will change too. And you can soak up all of that goodness and store it, and allow those memories to serve as reminders and little buoys, little checkpoints to get you through the harder times in the future. Or even to send some of that strength and love to your past self, who's been through so many difficult things already. And you can allow your past to be the proof that you are capable of making it through really difficult things, that you are strong, and you are worthy of being here. No matter what it feels like, no matter what you feel like, you are worthy of being here, and you are meant to be here. And the simple fact that you exist right now is the proof of that. And just never forget how much you truly have to offer this world. You have your own unique perception, unique history, your own ideas, your own heart, your own purpose. And you are needed here, which is why you are here. And all of us will have phases where we forget, and that is okay. That is a part of it all. It's a part of the path, a part of life. But we can always remember. And anytime you feel disconnected or like you don't remember your purpose or your heart, you can always turn more and more and then all of your attention to your physical heart and feel that pulse of your own beating heart. Feel this constant, steady beat. The constant reminder of the life and the love that is being pumped into you. The constant reminder that you are worthy of this life and this love. And you are innately connected to the source that all of life comes from, simply by being alive. And so you never need anyone else to facilitate that connection, to be any sort of translator for you, because you have your own direct line of connection to whatever source or force or sources or forces you believe in. And if anyone ever tries to convince you that you need them in order to have a spiritual connection, you can just let that alone be a cue for you to turn your attention back to yourself, back inward, and never give that power away. While also knowing that we do grow and learn more about our heart, about our spirit, and our sense of purpose through our connections with others, through our relations with others. But you never need anyone else to do that for you. And there will never be anyone else who knows you or is capable of knowing you better than you are capable of knowing yourself, your own mind, your own heart. You are the only one that exists in this body, in this mind, and in this soul. And so again, you never have to give that power away. And you can always reclaim that power at any time. So I'm going to read now one of my favorite poems. That is called Wild Geese, written by Mary Oliver. And that'll be written in the description, so you don't have to remember that. You can just allow whatever feels like it resonates with you to soak in a little bit deeper and not worrying about the rest. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things. So you can just take the next few moments to allow each and every word that you've heard today and each and every feeling you felt today to settle. And just trusting that anything at all that you heard or felt that really resonated with you, you can just trust that that feeling can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. And so you can allow those truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition and to trust your own instincts. Trusting that you already know all it is you need to know, and you are already on your way to exactly where you want to be. So if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you just let your palms and fingers find one another, and you feel this pulse of your palms into one another, and allow your heart to lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. And you feel all of this power generated through you. Allowing yourself to take one final deep, full breath into the body, filling up to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. So you take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and for taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you, thank you, thank you.